Hi everybody, on behalf of Pocket Wizard, my name is Doug Gordon and I'm here to talk to you today about off-camera lighting on the wedding day. Everything I do is based on simplicity of systems and making it easier so I can function faster and more efficiently on the wedding day. The Pocket Wizard allows me that with complete ease and total concentration because I'm allowed to control everything directly from my camera. So on my camera, what I'm going to be using is a Pocket Wizard TT1 with an AC3 attachment. And off camera on all my Nikon SB910s, I'm going to be working with my TT5. All of this will allow me to work in either TTL mode or manual mode, basically whatever way I want, and control my exposure compensation direct from camera. So let's begin and see how simple it is to come together. So I'm going to ask my beautiful bride, Jen, to walk right over here. Jen, you're going to come right over here. So the first thing I want to recognize, okay, when I set up my subject, is the relationship between the subject and the background. That's very, very important. I always want to try to keep my subject as far away from the background as possible. Now, in this case, if you haven't noticed behind me, you see a unit right back behind the stairs there. That unit is basically my C light. I'm setting up my A, B, and C if I'm using 3, or I'm using A and B. I'm sorry, it's my B light back there. I'm using it as my second light. I'm setting it up where I have a tungsten gel inside the unit, on the top of the unit. Basically, I'm going to set it off because I want to control a sunburst coming through on my background, give it a nice orange accent. So that I'm going to be setting in manual, a 1-to-1 mode. Now, if it's too strong, I'm going to change my light and adjust how much I put out through exposure compensation. I'm going to take it down. Now, obviously, I'm at max value at 1-to-1, coming out of a manual setting. I'm also going to set up my A light, which will be my main light. That light is going to be set working on TTL. I want to shoot this exposure at roughly 60th of a second, and I want to be able to control my aperture at about f8. I'm going to be at 100 ISO. I'm working on tripod with my Nikon D4. Now, I have a feeling here what's going to happen is I'm probably going to need to burst up a little bit in terms of my main light. So I'm probably going to have to exposure compensate up at least a half a stop to a stop on TTL mode. I get that feeling because I know how strong I'm going to make that backlight come through. So the key here first is, number one, I want to test my lights individually, which you've seen me do before. So I've done that prior to this video. I'm basically setting my light off, blasting through. Now the key is going to be what comes out of here and the relationship of the light to the body. Now what's important, if you look at Jen, if I were to turn her this way, I'm going to broadside light her. And by broadside lighting her, what's going to happen basically is that I'm going to blow out the detail of the gown. More importantly, I'm going to make her look heavier. So I always want to turn her body away from the light. The key in turning the body away from the light is that I'm going to light through the dress, which ultimately is going to give me what? The most detail. So I'm going to light through the dress and, more importantly, turning her face to the light. By turning her face to the light, this is going to allow me ample opportunity to create a 2/3 lighting pattern. So what that means is I'm going to light one side here, and more importantly, cast a little bit of a shadow back here. All of this is going to be to thin her out. Now again, I'm going to use the veil here because I don't want too much light flailing through. I just want to set her up in a simple pose. So what that's going to be, Jen, is kicking your right leg in front, just like this. By kicking her right leg in front, she's starting to create her S curve. From here, I'm going to bring her chin up just a little bit, turning her head to the light and rolling out her shoulder, tilting to her high shoulder again. I just want to relax her arms, create a little bit of separation from the body, your chin up and your eyes to me. This is as traditional and as boring a pose as you could ever possibly get. But it's not about the posing right now. It's about the simplicity of lighting. Because one of people's biggest fears when they use flash is that it takes too long to do. And you're right. If you are using the wireless unit built within the flash, it is going to take longer because you've got to make sure that they see each other, the eyes see each other, as well as trying to make sure they're all firing. Much easier within the Pocket Wizard system. So coming here, chin up a little bit to me, beautiful. Now you're just going to turn your head a little bit to my hand, right there, eyes up, simple image, off-camera light. And now again, I'm going to look at my first image, chin up just a little bit, beautiful. You're doing great, eyes up here. I'm bringing her eyes above the camera, smiling gorgeous. I take a look and I got a beautiful soft image. So what I'm looking at is that I feel like I've overexposed the image. So what I'm going to do is go into my Pocket Wizard and I'm going to turn down my main light. I'm going to turn it down. -2 stops. And all of that's controlled right here through my AC3 unit. By turning it down, I'm going to get the most efficient light. Not only was I overexposing it, but what was happening was I was creating a shadow on the wall, which is the last thing I want to do at that point. So what I'm going to do is not only turn that down, I want to make sure that I change my angle to get a little bit more of that catch light. So I'm going to move over because I want to get a little bit more of that kicker light from the back side. Jen, you're looking at me. Turn your head to your right, beautiful. Her head is going to the light, eyes up here. You're doing great. Don't you move. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's my image. I love it. I've eliminated my shadow. I have a beautiful burst of light coming through the background. So again, simplicity in terms of the light. That's what I'm going for. I want to be able to move it and adjust it at will. Now from here, what I'm going to do is call in Vinny, who's going to help me out for a second. I want to set this up as an overhead light. So what I'm going to do is make it real easy. I want to create dimension and depth to my lighting. So what Vinny's going to do is basically bring the light from above her. Now, what this is going to do is I have to position her according to the light. Everything with her is according to the light. So what I want you to do is, keeping that leg curved, I want you to bring your hands on your hip, separating, eyes up. Now the key here is going to be Vinny lighting into the face. So with him lighting into the face, it's going to change everything for me. Turn your body just a tad, eyes up, head back. We're going to tuck the veil in nice and tight. And there's her image. Good. I'm going to tuck it in a little bit tighter in here. We want to make sure that she's comfortable with it. Eyes up. You're smiling. You're doing terrific. So camera light up above. If dimension's right, we're going to be in good shape. Eyes there. You're smiling. Beautiful. Overhead light. We take a look and we have a beautiful image. What I'm seeing is that, again, it's a tad overexposed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to go all the way down to -3 because Vinny can't get up high enough for me. So I'm going to go to -3, and now hands on your back. Again, head back, smiling. Excellent. And now you look. You have a beautiful light, turning her body sideways a little bit this way. Okay. Now the key here again is to make sure that we're making the lighting as simple as possible. All I did, which I was able to do with the convenience of the Pocket Wizard, was to be able to take it and change my exposure. When I saw that I was getting hotness out of the first one, the only adjustment I made was changing the Pocket Wizard from a -1, I took it down 2 stops further. But the key was to light into the face. I can't stress that enough. What we're going to do is bring Jen's body right up against the wall here, and we're going to bring the veil right up over her face. These are some of my favorites in terms of shots to do. I love bringing the veil and creating foreground with it. So what I want to do, what's going to be the key here, is my positioning of lights again. We already know that we have that light firing off in here. So I could take 2 different images. Now, once I know it's set, I'm going to have one light, which Vinny is going to bring behind, lighting into her face from here. The other light is going to be back there, kicking it. Now, here's the thing. From camera, I know I want to take 2 different images. So what I'm first going to do is turn off his light. The great thing is I don't need an assistant to do any of this. I can do it directly from camera with my Pocket Wizard, and I can have a simple stand right here. When I work, I tend to work alone. I like working alone because it's easier and I don't have to watch what he's doing. If Vinny's not paying attention, or whoever my assistant might be at that time, I'm going to be in trouble. So working with camera by myself works more efficiently. Right here, turn your head to me a little bit, beautiful, eyes down. Now from there, I have a beautiful profile light setup, but I'm going to take 2 images. The first one, I'm going to turn off my A, which has been my main light, and I'm going to leave just my B light on, my kicker. Let's see what we get from the back side. So we're going to turn off A, and we're going to go right in there just like that. And let's take a look. You'll see you get a beautiful orange glow. Now what I'm going to do is turn on the main light from camera. So I'm going to have both the main light and the kicker light going in. So we're firing from there, a nice exposure. Let's take a look. Boring image, but you're getting a nice kick. What I'm realizing is that I may want to pull my main light out a little bit. I don't want as much coming out of it, and I want to feather it across. So I'm going to back it up. This way I can give myself more of the frame. Okay, I'm backing it up because I want to give more of the frame so I see more stairs within it. Again, keeping it simple. Chin up a little bit, beautiful, eyes down. I got more stairs and I love it. You're gonna see the beautiful glow from the stairs. Now watch, I move, my lights don't, but I'm still able to capture everything I need. I'm able to move, and because everything's wirelessly set up through the Pocket Wizards, makes life nice and easy for me. So what I'm gonna do is come in right there and I'm gonna use my wall. I'm gonna shoot into my light. I want to get a little bit of flare here. And what I'm going to do first is go in and I'm going to turn off my A light. So my A light now, my main light is off, leaving just my back light, and let's see what we get. Here, I'm going to hide that light behind her head. I'm looking for a little bit of flare. I want to get a little bit of stairs. I'm using the wall as a foreground, chin up a little bit. And let's take a look. And if you look, you're getting a beautiful orange glow kicking in from behind. Now from here, I'm going to turn that A light back on. Looking straight out with your eyes, beautiful. You are doing spectacular. Eyes straight out, chin up. You're doing great. I couldn't ask for better. Smiling teeth, eyes up. And let's see what we got. And you look, I'm probably a little strong in terms of the backlight. So what I'm going to do is now take that backlight down just a little bit. I'm going to take it down just a tad. Let's take a look right there, looking out, smiling. And now I'm feeling better about it. I got a beautiful glow coming in from behind her head, and it's setting it up to make it nice and easy. The whole idea, again, is you want to be able to work with off-camera lighting because it's going to be easier, it's going to be more efficient, and most importantly, you want to be consistent. Now, with all that being said, working with the Pocket Wizards makes all of that easier because I can control everything directly from camera. I hope you enjoyed this. My name is Doug Gordon, and thanks for stopping by.